Let me clarify that word nations before I tell you these three things, though. It doesn't mean political states like Germany or America or China. It means the nation, the Cherokee nation, the Navajo nation, the Waorani nation. How many of these are there? About 12,000. How many of them are not reached? I'll tell you that later. Just want you to know that when we're talking nations, we're talking thousands of groups of people with their own ethno-linguistic identity into which you can't walk without changing a language and a culture to make the gospel live there. And therefore, all this silly talk today, by the way, this is a parenthesis, all this talk today about keep your missionaries home and let indigenous people do it is ridiculous. Because the very people groups who need to be reached have no indigenous Christians. This is not rocket science. Don't think India. Think 1,000 people groups. Sending your money to India to think that Indians are going to evangelize their next door neighbors better than you is absolutely true. That's not the point. There are nations, peoples that Indians can't reach any easier than you can reach. And in fact, the tribal hostilities may be so great they would welcome a Filipino and not an Indian. Or you and not an Indian. This is really complex. This is the hardest and most happy work in the world.